pages.
Oh,
Ron?
Yep.
Good afternoon. My name is Ken Rose, and I'm the Chief Executive Officer of the Montgomery County Capital Resource Corporation, in connection with the project which is the subject of this public hearing. Today, we are holding this public hearing to allow citizens to make a statement for the record relating to the involvement of the corporation with the proposed project, for the benefit of Family Counseling Center of Fulton County Incorporated, a New York State non-for-profit corporation, the borrower. The proposed project consists of the following. A1, the construction and acquisition of approximately 18,578 square foot addition to the borrower's existing facility to include designated treatment space, an observation room, meeting space, and a children's room for the facility, located at 11-21 Broadway in the city of Gloversville, Fulton County, New York, the land. And 2, the acquisition and installation of various machinery and equipment therein and thereon, the equipment, the land, facility, and the equipment being hereinafter referred to as the project facility. All of the foregoing to constitute a behavioral health and social services facility and other directly and indirectly related activities for use by the borrower. B, the financing of all or a portion of the cost of the foregoing by the issuance of tax exempt and or taxable revenue bonds of the issuer in one or more issues or series in an aggregate principal amount sufficient to pay the cost of undertaking the proposed project, together with the necessary incidental costs in connection therewith, in an amount not to exceed $10 million, the obligations. C, the payment of all or a portion of the costs incidental to the issuance of the obligations, including issuance costs of the obligations, capitalized interest, and any reserve funds as may be necessary to secure the obligations. And D, the making of a loan of the proceeds of the obligations to the borrower or such other person as may be designated by the borrower and agreed upon by the issuer. For clarification purposes, I would like to state that the obligations of the corporation issued with respect to the proposed project will not be obligations of the state of New York, the state, or any municipality thereof, including Montgomery County, New York, the county, the municipality for whose benefit the corporation was created. In addition, the obligations of the corporation will not be general obligations by the corporation or the county. This means that if the holders of the obligations are not paid by the borrower, the holders of the obligations will not be able to come back against the corporation or the county. The obligations are not an obligation of the county nor the taxpayers of the county. I intend to provide general information on the corporation's general authority and public purpose to provide assistance in this project. I will then open the comment period to receive comments from all present who wish to comment on the proposed project. Legal authorization and powers of the corporation. The corporation is a New York non-for-profit corporation created pursuant to section 1411 of the Non-for-Profit Corporations Law of the State of New York as amended, the Enabling Act. Pursuant to the provisions of the Enabling Act in the Revenue Ruling 57-187 and Private Letter Ruling 200936012, the Montgomery County Legislature, on May 27, 2014, adopted a resolution, the sponsor resolution, 1, authorizing the incorporation of the corporation under the Enabling Act, and 2, appointing the initial members of the Board of Directors of the corporation. On June 12, 2014, a certificate of incorporation was filed with the New York State Secretary of State's office, the Certificate of Corporation, creating the corporation as a public instrumentality of the county. Since the borrower is located within Fulton County, New York, and the certificate of incorporation specifies that operations of the corporation may be conducted within neighboring counties not served by an active local development corporation, the borrower is eligible for assistance from the corporation. Purpose of this public hearing. Pursuant to section 147, paragraph F of the Internal Revenue Code of 1986 as amended, the code, if any portion of the obligation is intended to be issued as federally tax exempt obligation, the interest on which will be excluded from the gross income of the holders thereof for federal income tax purposes. Then, prior to the issuing of such portion of obligations, A, the corporation must hold a public hearing on the nature and location of the project facility and the issuance of the obligations. And B, thereafter, both the county legislature and the board of supervisors of Fulton County, New York, must approve the issuance of the obligations. After consideration of the application relating to the proposed project received from the borrower, the board of directors of the corporation adopted a resolution on December 12, 2019, authorizing, among other things, the chief executive officer of the corporation to conduct this public hearing with respect to the proposed project pursuant to section 147F of the code and section 859-A of general municipal law of the state of New York. The chief executive officer of the corporation caused notice of the public hearing to be published on January 31st, 2020 in the Interim Reporter and the Courier Standard Enterprise, respectively, each a newspaper of general circulation available to the residents of the county. Additionally, the chief executive officer of the corporation caused notice of this public hearing to be posted on the corporation's website on January 31st, 2020, and posted on the bulletin board of the York County Courthouse located at 9 Park Street, Fonda, New York, on January 31st, 2020. Copies of this notice of this public hearing are available on the table. Now, unless there is any objection, I'm going to suggest waiving the full reading of the notice of this public hearing and instead request that the full text of the notice of this public hearing be inserted into the public record. The comments received today at the public hearing will be presented to the board of directors of the corporation at or prior to the meeting at which the board of directors of the corporation consider whether the approve the undertaking of the proposed project by the corporation and the issuance of obligations by the corporation. The comments received today at the public hearing will also be presented to the county legislature. Written comments. The notice of this public hearing indicated that no written comments indicated that written comments could be addressed to Kenneth Rose, the chief executive officer of the corporation. As of this date, no written comments have been received by the corporation prior to this public hearing. By way of I will now open this public hearing for comment at 4:10 p.m. By way of operating rules, if you wish to make a public comment, please raise your hand and I will call on you. Please wait to be recognized. Once recognized, please stand and state your name and address for the record. When everyone has had the opportunity to speak, I will conclude this public hearing as indicated above. The record of this public hearing will be prepared and reviewed by the board of directors of the corporation in connection with the corporation's consideration of the proposed project. Also indicated above, a copy of the record of this public hearing will be presented to the county legislature. Again, the purpose of this public hearing is to solicit public comment. We're not here to answer questions. However, we will, in the course of the public hearing, consider questions if we have the information to answer the question and if there is sufficient time to consider such questions. I will now ask that if there is anyone in attendance who wishes to comment on the nature and location of the project facility, including but not limited to the issuance of obligations for the purpose of assisting in financing the project. For the record, please state your name and indicate your comments on the proposed project.
Oh, Vinnie Kosha, N-I-C-O-S-I-A.
Being that there are nobody here from the public and there are no further comments, I'll now close this public hearing at 4:13 p.m. Thank you. Good.